Greetings and salutations, I'm Mr. Grumbly, and today we're going to read out of the Slimepedia. I'm going to give you all those juicy little tidbits of information for each and every individual slime in the game thus far. We're going to start off with everyone's favorite pink little slime, pink slime. Their coral hue is scientifically proven to be the color of cheer. Slimeology. Pink slimes are the most common slime found on the far, far range. They're cheerful, docile, and the easiest of all slimes to ranch. A pink slime will eat anything you put in front of them, though they have no favorite food, and their plorts are the least valuable of all the slime. Rancher risks. Not much to worry about with the pink slime. They're soft, squishy, very happy to be around a rancher, and found all over the range. But because of this, a rancher won't go far without finding a few pink plorts, which can lead to largos, and then plortonomics. Pink plorts are an excellent multi-purpose generic substance used to manufacture everything from food products to household cleaners. All over Earth, people are eating burgers, sweetening their coffees, or scrubbing their floors with pink plort products. That's some serious versatility. Cotton slime. A hop, skip, a jump, and oh, it's gone. Slimeology. Cotton slimes seem to have adapted to life among the tall grass of Rainbow Island by developing a spring in their step that allows them to leap far higher into the air than any other slime. Once airborne, these floofy-tailed slimes are always hoping their hops land them in a patch of delicious water lettuce. Rancher risks. Cotton slimes are always looking for an excuse to leap high into the air, be it to escape a corral because they're agitated, or for secret bunny things. Either way, they ensure that ranchers stay on their toes, which would still mean you're not tall enough to reach them. Plortonomics. Cotton plorts have an inexplicable fluffy quality to them, making them a great alternative to cotton, which is not native to the far, far range. If one desired a quiet, isolated life on Rainbow Island, but still have soft, fluffy pillows, warm sweaters, and lots of dry socks, they would do well to keep cotton slimes happily hopping about their ranch. Tabby slime. Those stripes, that tail, that wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Slimeology. Tabby slimes share many curious similarities to domesticated house cats of Earth. With their perky ears, striped backs, and swaying tails, you'd almost mistake them for a true feline. If they weren't made entirely of gooey slime, of course. Rancher risk. A tabby slime generally doesn't mean any harm to a rancher, but like their spiritual earth cat cousins, often causes a great deal of chaos anyway. Tabby slimes love to steal things they don't eat, like fruits and veggies, resulting in lots of unintended largo transformations on the range. Plortonomics. Tabby plorts are a key ingredient in a variety of performance-enhancing products that grant the consumer a surge of the tabby slime's signature energy and exuberance. And while athletes the world over take them to gain an edge, prolonged use often results in uncontrollable butt wiggles, another less desirable signature of the tabby slime. Phosphor slime. The softly glowing heralds of starlight. Slimeology. Phosphor slimes come out at night, flying about the moonlight range upon their translucent wings. Phosphor slimes have a luminescent slime core that pulses with a soft glow, making them easy to spot. It's for this reason ranchers sometimes refer to them as low stars. Rancher risks. Phosphor slimes have special needs compared to your typical slime. A phosphor slime and its plorts will quickly vanish if exposed to sunlight, meaning a rancher could quickly lose an entire corral's worth of phosphor slimes if they're not careful. Ranchers must either vac them up before daybreak or keep phosphor slimes in a place that is perpetually dark, like a cave. Plortonomics. The luminescent compound found within phosphor plorts can produce light for over 100 years, making it an incredibly eco-friendly form of illumination on Earth. Cities across the globe are slowly switching over to phosphor lights, saving trillions of gigawatts of energy daily. Plus, if you rub the stuff in your hair, it glows and looks really cool. Angler slime. So pretty. Let me just get it closer. Ow. Slimology. Angler slimes inhabit the deepest depths of the slime sea, but have now been discovered on Rainbow Island. It's not known what drew them from the darkest recesses of the far, far range to what very well could be the most vibrant, but it may have something to do with the taste of the plump, sun-kissed drumstick of a sea hen. Rancher risks. Beware. Behind the angler slime's adorable, fishy exterior beats the heart of a chicken-chomping monster. Using their hypnotic lantern-like lure, they create a powerful radiant flash that can stun chickens and even other slimes. Plortonomics. Angler plorts are able to maintain their form at incredible depths and make for excellent material for deep-sea diving tech. Because of this, they are a uniquely comforting object to hold. To know something can be so small but manage to withstand so much pressure is oddly encouraging, perhaps even inspiring the courage for someone to take on the impossible. Rock slime. These slimes are totally metal. Yeah. Slimology. Rock slimes earn their name from the rocky crown of sharp spikes atop their slimy bodies. But their affection for materials doesn't end with their appearance. Rock slimes are strict vegetarians, favoring the satisfying crunch of the heartbeat most of all. Rancher risks. The dangers of rock slime should be fairly obvious. Their rocky crown is sharp enough to pierce straight through a rancher's boots. But it's not all about watching where you're stepping, as these rocks are always rolling. When you see a rock slime revving up for a tumble, it's best to get out of the way. Plortonomics. Rock plorts are prized for being a key component in the production of blue metal, an amazing alloy that's stronger than titanium and lighter than plastic. Because of its amazing strength, blue metal is often a key component in the hulls of light-speed-capable starships, synthetic appendages, and protective holophone cases. You know, for all those teenagers out there. Batty slime. A fiendish stalker of the night, hungering always for fruit. Slimology. Batty slimes love to lurk in cold, dark places like caves, swooping down from ceilings to scare others with their glowing red eyes and pointy fangs. No, they're not vampires. The glowing eyes lets them see in the dark is all. They also greatly dislike garlic because they only eat fruit. Seriously, fruit, pomegranate, yummy. Rancher risks. While in darkness, like caves or at night, batty slimes grow hungrier and will eat more often than other slimes. And while they can survive in sunlight, the sun's searing rays freak them out a bit, increasing their agitation over time. Again, no, they are not vampires. Fruit, pomegranate, num 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 num. Plortonomics. Batty plorts have a significant potential for navigation and sonar tech. Each plort can produce a perfect ping for echolocation. Having a supply of these and the right know-how could allow you to navigate even the most devious of labyrinths with ease. But then again, how many of us find ourselves needing to do something like that? Not me. Flutter slime. Like snowflakes, each pair of wings are unique and just as delicate. Slimology. Flutter slimes feel truly at home on Rainbow Island, curiously flying about the prismatic flora, a shining example of natural beauty in an already beautiful world. Their beauty, however, requires a very specific regimen to maintain, as flutter slimes have a unique diet where they will only eat the sweet but fleeting moondew nectar that grows in the wilds of Rainbow Island. Picky eaters. However, Should you manage to go through the trouble of collecting moondew nectar and keep your flutter slimes well fed, they will reward you with the soothing aura they produce after eating it that reduces all nearby slime agitation. It also has pretty sparkles. Ooh. Rancher risks. Flutter slimes have an innate curiosity that causes them to fly to nearby objects and creatures. And since they have some of the most powerful flight capabilities of all slimes, they'll soon make you appreciate the glass walls and roof of the conservatory. Still, given their restrictive diets and soothing auras, a flutter slime just might be the kind of slime you want roaming free on your ranch. Plortonomics. Flutter plorts have a nearly imperceptible weightlessness to them, never truly touching the ground. If one were to hold enough of them, they could similarly float as well, if just enough to slide a single coin beneath their feet. It makes for a tiny but profound escape from the weight of the world that lingers just below. Whoa, dude, I'm holding it. I'm weightless. I can't really perceive it, but I'm weightless. I just know it. Ringtail slime. Where there's a crime, there's a ringtail slime. Slimology. Ringtail slimes are nothing but trouble. Theft. Under cover of darkness is their favorite hobby, and they delight in getting away with as much as possible before the sun rises. The reason for this exclusively moonlight crime spree is that ringtails have a peculiar condition that transforms them into stone when exposed to sunlight. And while we're not saying this is an ancient curse, they're definitely the type of slime who would have an ancient curse if that was a thing. Rancher risks. Once a ringtail slime starts eating, it will never stop. Just one ringtail slime is capable of wiping out an entire farm if given the time. And they offer nothing in return because a ringtail slime stops producing plorts when it would otherwise be full. If you plan on ranching these ravenous rascals, keep an eye out for a mischievous expression to know when to avoid feeding them. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. That slinky-eyed look right there. Uh-huh. Bam. That one. Don't feed them when they look like this. They won't give you no plorts. Plortonomics. Materials developed from ringtail plorts are extremely resilient, actually hardening in the face of UV rays. And similar to pink plorts, ringtail plorts are very malleable, allowing a clever person to craft a wide range of things that can stand the test of time. Such things could be something as essential as a sturdy shelter on a faraway island, or as simple as a collection of family photos that could survive a trek across a scorching desert. Boom slime. Careful. These slimes have been known to explode. Slimology. Boom slimes are often heard before they're seen. The slime cells of a boom slime are constantly vibrating, causing their slime to increasingly crackle with energy before ultimately exploding. However, the boom slime always comes out unscathed, though always a little dazed. Rancher risks. Boom slimes are constantly building toward an inevitable explosion, making them quite hazardous to ranchers. In addition to those explosions causing bodily harm, they also have the capability to send all nearby slimes flying into the air, making them a hard slime to corral. Plortonomics. Highly volatile boom plorts have all sorts of applications, including powering rocket thrusters and demolitions. Military organizations value their highly destructive capabilities for medical technology and other research. Imagine that. Boom goes the dynamite. Honey slime. Nothing is sweeter than a recently produced plort of honey. Slimology. Honey slimes are an odd breed of slime composed of a hypersweet slime compound. Most slime scientists believe this is to be the result of their slime cells replicating the natural sugars found in the fruits and floral nectars of the far, far range. Most ranchers agree their plorts taste great on cereal. Rancher risks. The greatest danger a honey slime poses is found in their plorts. Honey plorts are the sweetest, most delicious plorts known on the far, far range. Other slimes can detect them from much farther away than a normal plort and will do everything in their means to get to them. A rancher with honey slimes needs to be careful about unintended largos, or worse, cars. Plortonomics. Honey plorts are highly prized by food manufacturers. Though the plorts are naturally incredibly sweet, the discovery that they could be further refined into an even sweeter substance made their demand soar. These refined honey plorts are said to score an unprecedented 867 on the Werner-Thomson-Hong-Sertorino scale, just a few points shy of not fit for human consumption. Yummy! Puddle slime. Keep one in your boot and you'll always stay cool. But it's weird. Slimology. Puddle slimes are a rare species of slime that live in freshwater pools found on the range. These slimes don't eat fruits, veggies, or meats like most other slimes. Instead, puddle slimes absorb water into their bodies while they sit on the surface of a pool. Puddle slimes need fresh water to survive and will quickly evaporate if left on any other surface for too long. Rancher risks. Puddle slimes aren't risky to manage. They just require a fair bit of maintenance. A rancher needs a pool of fresh water, like a pond, available for a puddle slime and its plorts to sit in, as they will evaporate if away from the water. Finally, puddle slimes are exceptionally shy and will not produce plorts if they are in close proximity to more than 3 other slimes. Overall, a puddle slime is a better fit for a more experienced rancher, not one still wet behind the ears. Plortonomics. Puddle plorts are made almost entirely from an incredibly hydro compound known by chemists across the galaxy as H2OHHHHH. This compound is used to create an absurdly expensive brand of bottled drinking water that is sought after by the elite back on Earth. While some people argue that there is little difference in the taste between it and tap water, those people seriously are not getting it. Crystal slime. It's as clear as shiny, transparent rocks, and these slimes are dangerous. Slimology. Believed to be a cousin of the rock slime, the crystal slime is covered in a crown of shimmering crystal spikes. These spikes seem to form from the crystal slime, generating a tremendous amount of internal heat and warping the materials around them. A truly alien behavior. Rancher risk. The sharp crystals adorned on the crystal slime's crown will cause a great deal of harm if touched. Worse still, the crystal slime routinely creates large patches of hazardous crystals in the environment around them. Thought to be a means of expelling internal heat, these crystal patches are ultra hot and can be shattered if splashed with water. That I did not know. So you can splash the crystal with water and it'll go away. Well, I'll have to try that. Plortonomics. Though the crystals produced by the crystal slime are highly unstable, a crystal plort, like all plorts, is far more pure and can be used by slime scientists to engineer a variety of metals that are completely transparent. This innovation has led to metropolitan areas on Earth completely transforming visually, allowing more light to reach the streets and the space as a whole a chance to breathe. Architects often describe these transparent metals as so totally cooler than normal, boring metals. Hunter slime. Never mind the rabbit. Have you seen any chickens? Slimology. The hunter slime is a wild cousin of the tabby slime. A much more capable creature than the playful tabbies, the hunter slime excels at stalking the chickens of the far, far range. A hunter slime's slimological makeup allows for a natural cloaking ability that renders it almost completely invisible. Their only tell is their giant almond eyes, which can often be seen hovering in the dark. This effect is often described by unsuspecting ranchers as, "Ah!" Rancher risks. A hunter slime has keen senses and can detect its prey from great distances. This makes finding a good location for their corrals challenging. Additionally, The wild nature of the hunter is also passed on to any largos formed from its plorts. A newly created hunter largo will always be feral. A prepared rancher knows that breeding hunter largos should always be done slowly, with a few chickens on hand to calm them down. Plortonomics. Amazingly, a serum can be made from the hunter slime plorts that can actually render a person invisible. The effect only lasts for about a day, but this serum is nonetheless incredibly popular back on Earth, as many people find its effects very soothing. Sometimes you feel like you just want to disappear for a while, but then about a day goes by and you realize that not only did you miss being seen, but others missed seeing you too. Fire slime. Like a little campfire, except that it moves and it's a slime. Slimology. Fire slimes are a rare breed of slime that lives on ash. Fire slimes will eat just about any food, but not without it being burned to ash first. The only way to feed a fire slime is to use an incinerator with an ash trough upgrade. Fire slimes need ash to survive and will quickly snuff out if left on any other surface for too long. When keeping fire slimes in an ash trough, simply burn away any food item to produce some ash and fill the trough. Rancher risks. A fire slime's natural burning state makes them bad companions for other slimes, as their fiery touch will send a slime flying. Additionally, fire slimes and their plorts need to be kept in an ash trough under an incinerator or they'll quickly snuff out. If you need to deal with fire slimes directly, a splash of fresh water will put out their fires for a short while. Plortonomics. Fire plorts are used in the developing world on Earth to keep stoves and fireplaces burning. Thanks to fire plorts, warm hands and hot food is a possibility for millions of people who otherwise would not have access to such luxuries. A rancher won't get rich selling fire plorts, and certainly managing them can be a dangerous endeavor. But they should know that the sale of each helps those in need. Now and far into the future, the little noble actions of every individual helps us move forward as a people. That much will never change. Lucky slime. Ooh, shiny. Slimology. Lucky slimes are a strange variant of tabby slimes that seem to have a fascination with shiny objects, particularly nubuck coins. A lucky slime gobbles up any coins it can find, giving it a distinct jingling sound as they move about. However, coins don't make for a balanced diet, and a lucky slime will still greedily devour meat of any kind. In so doing, its body bursts with a shower of nubucks, having little room left in its slimy tummy. This burst often sends the lucky slime flying into the air. Once detecting a rancher, the lucky slime will soon make a hasty retreat. No known rancher has ever been skillful enough, or perhaps lucky enough, to capture one of these slippery slimes. Rancher risks. Lucky slimes pose the same risk to ranchers as other rare slimes. Mainly, accidents in their pursuit that can lead to a rancher's demise. The promise of a small fortune when encountering a lucky slime has led to more than a few ranchers headfirst into the slime sea. This occurrence has some of the more superstitious ranchers to see the lucky slimes as a bad omen, or perhaps like the universe testing their greed. These ranchers will ignore lucky slimes altogether, even purposefully shooing them away. Well, until you hear those nubucks jingling, and then maybe just one shot couldn't hurt. Plortonomics. A lucky slime isn't known to produce plorts of any kind. Leading slime scientists believe this to be the result of the lucky slime not being a true slime variant. Rather, lucky slimes are believed to be just an abnormal tabby slime, one whose color has faded as a result of ingesting so many coins. It is perhaps this very change that also led to ceasing plort production. Gold slime. Get rich or die sliming. Slimology. The most elusive and sought after of all the slime species is easily the gold slime. Very little is known about these slippery creatures as they have proven impossible to capture. Gold slimes are quick as a flash and will immediately begin to flee ranchers on sight. If a rancher is to profit from an encounter with a gold slime, they need to think quick. Rancher risks. Gold slimes produce no direct risk to a rancher, but their appearance often induces panic and leads to sometimes fatal mistakes. Further, the only way to obtain gold plorts is to strike a gold slime with any spare resources in your vac. Doing so can produce a gold plort, though it also leaves a trail of additional resources in the area, leading to unintended largos, or worse. Plortonomics. Gold plorts have little practical use and are the most valuable of all the plorts simply because they are shiny and rare. Back on Earth, the elite love to adorn themselves in jewelry made of gold plorts, far exceeding the value of any terrestrial precious metal. For this reason, a rancher should never pass up the chance to get a gold plort or two from a chance encounter with a gold slime. Largo slimes. There's just more to love. Slimology. Largo slimes are a hybrid of two slimes resulting from a slime eating a plort unlike its own. They are twice as big as normal slimes and have a combined diet of their two source slimes, making them enticing for ranchers that want to maximize their profits. However, a largo is too big to vac and can only be transported using the end of the vac nozzle. This makes them difficult to control if things get out of hand. Rancher risks. In addition to largos being more difficult to manage and having the combined powers of two slimes, an even greater threat to ranchers lies within the supersized slimes. If a largo eats a plort unlike its two source slimes, it will transform into a ravenous tar slime. Plortonomics. When a largo eats, it produces plorts of both source slime types, making them potentially very lucrative for ranchers that can deal with the added risk of keeping them. Feral slimes. It's hard to be nice on an empty stomach. Slimology. Feral slimes are largos with a mean streak that will attack a rancher on sight. It's not known what exactly causes a largo to become so grumpy that it goes feral, but it's suspected that they've simply gone too long without a bite to eat. Like so many things with slimes, food is everything. If a feral slime eats, it will revert to a normal largo. Rancher risks. Feral slimes can pose a serious risk to ranchers if they're not dealt with quickly or avoided altogether. Feral slimes will attempt to bite ranchers at close range or jump in the air and try to stomp them with their butts. In any case, a rancher needs to act fast and feed this feral slime something tasty to avoid such troubles. Plortonomics. Feeding a feral slime not only calms it down, but it also produces plorts in the same manner as a largo, though there are certainly easier ways out there to acquire plorts. The tar. Those awful, ravenous rainbows. Slimology. The tar are formed when a largo eats a plort unlike the ones it produces. A terrible transformation occurs that turns the slime into a sludge filled with a swirling, prismatic array of colors and a relentless appetite. The tar seek only to consume and replicate. The only way to stop a tar outside of incinerating it or throwing it into the slime sea is with fresh water. One splash will stop a tar from spawning new tar, and repeated splashes will destroy it entirely. Alternatively, many ranchers recommend running away with their arms waving and screaming. Rancher risks. The tar are the single biggest threat to ranchers. The tar will seek out slimes to consume and replicate themselves, but will also devour chickens, rot crops in their proximity, and even devour ranchers. Remember, ranching largos may be highly profitable, but one stray plort and you could wind up with a devastating tar outbreak. Plortnomics. The tar produce no plorts, only more tar. And then more tar still. Gordo slimes. Bon appetit. Slimology. Gordo slimes are a rare phenomenon that occurs when multiple slimes of the same type congregate. The result is that the slimes seem to merge together into a much larger slime that is seemingly incapable of movement. A Gordo will eat until it bursts, causing all the slimes to separate once more, as well as revealing whatever object it was that caused the Gordo to form in the first place. Rancher risks. Gordos pose no real risk to ranchers. They can only sometimes be a nuisance in that they are hiding something a rancher might need. So if you see a Gordo, feed it. Plortnomics. Gordos produce no plorts on their own. However, the slimes they produce after bursting do like any normal slime. They make plorts. And that's it. That is all the slime. That's all the slime details. Did you like it? If you liked it, if you liked the effort, go ahead, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. You're doing awesome. You're great. I love you guys. We'll see you later. Toodaloos. Cheerios. See ya.